Hello everybody, this is Yami King, and I'm here to talk about MHA Chapter 267 of the manga, so let's get started. Before we even talk about anything, let's just admire the color cover page.
I approve.
We all know Horikoshi loves drawing Mirko, and getting to see it is honestly wonderful, and we also get to see her with a metal arm in this cover page, which is just yes. I don't know if that means that she's going to survive. We're going to see her with a metal arm later on in the series, but either way, it's a cool cover page, and I'm happy about it. Okay, so moving on, we get a bit of a Hawks flashback, and with Tokoyami, and it's basically just him saying yeah, flames are my weakness, and he doesn't really have any precautions against it, to be honest. When Tokoyami asks him okay, what is your counter against flames? He basically just says I have to take them out fast, and I guess it's a good idea, but as we see in this fight with Dabi, that didn't really go down too well. So not really much he can do, but it's I guess it's a good battle strategy. I guess the best he has at least. And then we move on into the actual chapter itself, and we just see the fat taxi, and it's kind of adorable. Fat Gum is such a fun character. He must be really good with kids and everything. Just seeing him being the fat taxi, just yes, it's adorable. We see Juzo, Kaminari, Tokoyami, and Kineko in the fat taxi. So yes, it's pretty funny overall. I'm cool with it. Either Fat Gum is taking them all away and out of the front lines, which makes sense again. These are children, and pretty much the reason why he brought all these four in, because all of these four have special abilities that were really useful in this fight.
Hey everybody, this is post-editing Yami King here. Read this chapter. I had some pretty iffy translations, but I kind of just went with it. I've gotten some a lot better translations now, and the way they mention the hero's plan, they say the reason why they had the kids there because of the wide range quirks. Overall, not too different from what I thought they had them for, but they specifically mentioned the word wide range quirks. Okay, so wide range quirks. Let's go through class 1A and see who has some pretty good wide range quirks. Okay, we got Kaminari, big one. Kaminari's got a wide range quirk. No denying it there, but okay. He's there. That makes sense. Tokoyami, another big one. Makes sense why he's there. Okay, so we're going to class A. And are those all the wide range quirks there? Okay, you might make an argument for maybe Jiro there, but who else? What other big wide range quirk user is really big in this series? I wonder. Isn't there some person in class 1A who's kind of looks like Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender? Isn't there anyone who's got a wide range quirk? Yes, fucking Todoroki. Okay, that guy. How did they not bring Todoroki in there? They're talking about wide range quirks. All the guys they brought in did have wide range quirks. I'm not going to deny that, but Todoroki, the king of wide range quirks. In terms of all the heroes in general, I don't know many heroes in general who have a better wide range quirk than Todoroki. Even amongst pro heroes, he has one of the best wide range quirks. Period. Okay? Why did they not bring this dude in? Now, I have a theory that because they do mention that when they close them all in, they're gonna drag them down with some wide range attacks. So it might be like Todoroki's on the backup team. So when they break them up in there later, he's going to be there to help them stop it. But it's still really weird. It's a bit annoying when they do wide range quirks and they're like, okay, wide range quirks. Who kind of fits this? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, Todoroki, because we've all seen the giant ice wall before, right? We've all seen that ability. Okay, it's a pretty big one. Now, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm a little bit questioning on that. Okay, this is post editing Yami King signing out. Go back to the review.
In the case of Kaminari, his ability to absorb electricity was a huge factor in this war. if that electric dude like wasn't neutralized, this could have been a lot harder war because with his ability to like do AOE attacks, it would have been bad. But with Kaminar being able to basically render him null and void, like that was a really important thing, and like it's important they brought Kaminar with them. In the case of like Kineko and Juzo, both of those two had really great crowd control abilities, which is just really nice to use it in a fight with like thousands of villains here. So those two abilities were really nice. And then in the case of Tokoyami was able to use his Dark Shadow in like a dark environment, and as we've seen in the series, like that thing is incredibly powerful. He was able to take out Redestro, but it's a little bit questionable on him taking out Redestro, but even still, like for him to be able to push back Redestro at all is a caveat to his feat of being able to use dark shadow and dark environment. So yes and yes. In the part of chapter we're all here for. The Dabi part. But one little note, we do see Tokoyami seeing like the blast of flame, which probably explains what happens at the end of the chapter. But moving on, Dabi part. I want to talk about Dabi, so let's get to it. We see like Dabi and Hawks fighting, and it's not going that well. Like we're getting some KFC in this chapter. Basically, what we get is that Dabi keeps saying that, okay, like you killed him, and he keeps like mentioning this over and over. But even though he's saying that, it's kind of like it's kind of hollow. He's saying it like, how dare you kill twice, but like we get this like really like dark shot of his face when he says how dare you, and Hawks even calls him out on it, saying like, is that really the face of someone who lost a friend? And like it's honestly rather creepy. Now, to be fair, Dabi does try to like kind of save himself with this, but like he says like his lacrimal glands are kind of burned, with makes sense again, like looking at his face, like if you know what the lacrimal glands are, they're like basically what helps you like cry in a sense, so like that's why he really couldn't cry, I guess. So I guess that explains why there's no tears, but honestly, like even regardless of the tearing, like the fact that he's like smiling so widely in that shot, just it kind of rubs me the wrong way, but whatever. I guess it's fine. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. It's honestly kind of creepy for me. I'm gonna try to move on from that. We'll talk about that maybe more at the end of the review, but then basically we get a scene of like just Dabi saying like, okay, yeah, like I do feel sad. I do feel sad about this. Like Twice was a really important member of the league, and like with him there, like his plans were essentially like as good as one. And again, like it doesn't really sound like Dabi really cared for Twice a lot as like an actual person. It more of just seeing him like looking at him as a military asset, which makes sense with how he'd been talking to Dabi. To Twice. And again, Dabi's always been portrayed as a very rogue member of the League of Villains, so seeing him act like this isn't really super weird, I guess. But I'm a little bit sad that Dabi didn't really care about Twice as much as I would have liked. But again, Dabi's always been the rogue character, so the fact that he didn't really care about Twice isn't too big of a deal at the end of the day. Now we then get a scene of him like Dabi just straight up like flaming right on Hawks' back, which is like, my God, Hawks, like we've seen like Dabi being able to like straight up incinerate people on contact. So the fact that like Dabi is putting fires directly on Hawks, though I don't think he's using his full power, because it seems like he wants to monologue a bit more. So I don't think he's like fully putting the flames on like Hawks. But even still, like to be like getting all of that like point blank and not dying, because like Dabi is like stepping on Hawks right now and he's burning him up, and Hawks isn't dead. So I gotta give Hawks some credit here. Like, good job. And then after that, we kind of get a little flashback of like from Hawks, and we essentially get to see the moment when like all of the government guys basically just like take Hawk and tells him like, okay, you're gonna abandon your name and you're gonna become like this super powerful hero. And we see him, and he looks like the age of like no older than like 7 at the age, like no older than 7. Like he's really young in this scene. And it's honestly rather sad because again, like So, like, Hawks is a character who, like, he's very controversial. Like, my own personal opinion about him, I like the dude. He's a cool character. I'm really mad that he killed my one of my favorite characters twice. But again, like, it's one of those things, like, he had to do it. So I'm still a bit mad. I'm still a bit sad that, like Hawks had this sad backstory, because at the end of the day, like, this happened, like, since he was a little kid. But moving on, I guess, with the chapter. So I'm not going to talk about Hawks forever, because that's a whole nother video. But moving on, we see, like, Hawks basically holding up a little Endeavor figurine, and it's kind of adorable. But we also get a little moment where he just says to, like, all the government guys, like, hey, can I become a hero like this dude? Like, can I become a hero like Endeavor, and, like, really shine brightly? And it's a cool scene, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like this scene is kind of hampered by what Dabi tells him next, which we don't get to see what Dabi tells him next, but it's heavily implied what he says. When Hawks basically asks him, like, in the present now, he asks Dabi, like, who are you? And we get this troll moment from Horikoshi. Horikoshi, you are a massive troll. Like, could you not just put I am Toyo Todoroki? We all know that is him saying I am Toyo Todoroki. But of course, he wants to do the black bubble thing. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. My God, like, Horikoshi, can you not do that? Really? Like, am I the only one who feels like that? Like, Horikoshi's being a troll? Okay, moving on. So after this scene, we get to see, like, Hawk's eye just widen, and he just looks at Dabi, just like saying, like, "Wait, what? You're Toyo Todoroki?" We don't get it confirmed this chapter, but, like, you and me, we all think he's Toyo Todoroki. Okay, like that's universal at this one, right? Like, I don't think anyone, like, has any other theories for him. So, like, until I get it confirmed otherwise, in that black bubble, Dabi is saying he's Toyo Todoroki. I don't care. And then after that, we basically get a little bit of, like, some Dabi characterization, which I really do love, because we've like seen Dabi since, like, season 3 of the anime, but he's always been in this large cloak of mystery, because like even there are a lot of scenes with Dabi where, like, we wonder, like who this dude is, like, what, like, who is he? And it's just like it's a very weird thing, because Hawks even makes a mention of it, like, I got information on all League of Villains except you and Shigaraki, which Shigaraki makes sense, because All For One probably held his files, and considering like the whole, like, Tenko Shimura thing, that makes complete sense. But Dabi, it's a bit weird. Now, basically, what Dabi tells Hawk is just like, more than anyone else, you should have been looking at me, like, I'm the real threat here. Which I'm a little bit questioning this, because at the end of the day, like, I understand, like, Dabi, you got some pretty powerful firepower. Like, I'm not going to deny that, but, like, Twice could create, like, infinite clones. Like, I don't know how you're more of a threat than Twice was, but if he's saying it, I'm going to believe him. But, you know what? Moving on. Maybe Dabi's right. Maybe he isn't just increasing his ego, I guess, but whatever. Moving on. After that, he basically looks at him and says, like, okay, he starts preaching sane philosophy at Hero Society, and, like, saying that there really are no real heroes, which I think it reminds me a bit kind of similar to Shigaraki's philosophy. Like, they're fundamentally different at the end of the day, but, like, Dabi is saying that, like, okay, since there are no real heroes, you kind of have to kill them all, because there are no real heroes at the end of the day. So I guess I understand where Dabi's coming from. Like, he's always been about the philosophy of staying. Like, that's always been his main thing. So, like, seeing this from him isn't like really surprising or anything like that. But it's a bit like, I don't know. I still want to hear a bit more from like Dabi. But this is a nice bit of characterization of him. Like, we get to see him actually talking about, like, what he motivates him at the end of the day. I still want to see more of his backstory, like what happened with the whole Endeavor thing. I want to see more of him, but it is a nice bit of characterization, because we get to see him being a little bit more insane, and especially considering he's always been portrayed as one of the more rational League of Villain members. This is a nice kind of change of pace for him. But moving on again, like, that's pretty much the last bit of Dabi stuff we get in this chapter, and we get this scene where, like, we see Gigento Machia, and we see him like with like this little like radio box in him, and it's being implied that's like someone is communicating to him. So that's kind of scary because like Gigantomachi has kind of just been like in the corner of this entire war, just being like, okay, I'm gonna stand still. I'm waiting for orders. Or I'm aiming for orders right now, and we just see Gigantomachi there. I'm just like, ooh, like I'm really scared now, guys. Like the second like Gigantomachi gets in this war, that's going to change the tide of the battle for certain. But moving on, we get some murder. So yes, yes, yes. So we basically kind of flash back to like not flashback. We get to like we go back to like the fight they were having, and Mirko is she ain't doing too hot. She's like she's bloody, and like there's still three Hyans there, and they don't see him like any all that work for wear either, and like she's bloody. She's lost an arm, and like overall it ain't looking good too good for my girl Mirko. But she keeps saying like these guys are starting to wake up, which tells me that like these Hyans are starting to get stronger, which makes sense. Like as he said, like the as Ujiko said, like they have to stabilize. So the fact that they're starting to wake up, it means that like okay, like they're getting stronger in the fight, which makes sense, I guess. But at the end, but Mirko's also saying like she's getting warmed up, but I don't think that's too big of a thing because like even though she's saying that she's just getting warmed up, I kind of think that she's kind of losing this fight because we see her really bloody, and I kind of expected this, but like yeah, she doesn't look like she's gonna win this fight, but we see her eventually kind of thinking like okay, like it doesn't look like I can really win this fight. So she eventually tries to go back to the doctor because she's like, okay, if I can't beat you guys, then I have to go and try to shatter the Shigaraki thing. I have to accomplish my mission. So we see her like in a nice feat of speed, just like absolutely like try to blitz all the Nomu and just like go straight for the vessel. I guess like the little holding tank for Shigaraki, but as we see, like the no more aren't exactly like just letting her do as she pleases. Like they do try to like stop her, and but like Mirko is really determined in doing this. Like she's like running toward them, saying like, okay, if I'm gonna die, like I'm gonna do it like achieving what I do. I'm not gonna die before I've achieved my goal. And it's a really epic scene. Like we get to see a nice scene of like Mirko with blood on her mouth, and again, awesome Mirko panel. Mirko is always awesome to see when like Horikoshi draws them because like Horikoshi just has fun drawing Mirko. Like he stated it before, he just has fun drawing her, and honestly, I have fun looking at him drawing her. So like yes, yes, yes. So we see Mirko like jump up, and she has her leg like held up, ready to go and smash Tomura's tank, and then like she gets like speared, one in her leg, and one it looks like in her ear, and one looks like just below her. So yeah, Mirko ain't looking too hot. Because like even if even not regarding the events at the end of the chapter, like even if Mirko is saved, like that's not going to be good for her hero career because My Hero Academia is pretty good at like keeping the idea of eternal injuries like mentioned, like even in cases like people like Ida who like got stabbed in their arms, like in a normal anime that would just be kind of like pushed away, but like that's a mention like he can't move his arms anymore. But in this case, like Mirko like got completely like speared through her legs, so that's gonna be a problem because like she's a leg hero at the end of the day. Like her legs are her thing. Like there's all the memes about like Mirko having like the thick legs, and with those being speared, that ain't gonna be good for her kind of career as a hero. So I guess we're gonna move on from that right now. But it's okay. We get this scene of like Mirko like screaming like, okay, I'm going to attack her. I'm going to finish my mission, and then last scene of this chapter, we basically get to see Tokoyami coming in to save Hawks and Endeavor coming in to save Mirko, and it's a great scene. Like I love it, but at the end of the day, like I kind of take this with a bit of bittersweetness because y'all remember Twice, right? Like we all remember our boy Twice, correct? Like we all remember what happened to him. Like we see Dabi coming in to help him, and it looks like Dabi's gonna help like save twice, but then he dies. So even though like Tokoyami and like Endeavor are coming in to like save the day, like I'm not 100% sure they're gonna save the day. Like considering we just got a major villain, I kind of feel like we need a major hero death to kind of balance the scales a little bit. So like maybe not both of these two are gonna die, but like I'm pretty sure one of them is. I kind of have my money on Hawks right now though, because like Mirko, we just got her introduced in the story right now, and like considering the panel of the cover page, we see the metal arm. Like, I feel like we Mirko had a lot more room to grow than Hawks does. Like, we've gotten a lot of Hawks development, and while there is more for Hawks to do, at the end of the day, like he's done enough that I feel like he's kind of ripe for death at this point. I want my KFC honestly because like the whole twice death tube. So like there's a good chance he might just die here. Now, in the case of Endeavor, Endeavor is probably going to win here, like with the help of Mirko. Now, speaking of what's probably gonna happen after this, I'm not sure because with Endeavor there, like I don't see the no one be able to stop them. But also, like at the end of the day, like I don't want like Endeavor taking out Shigaraki this early because like I think me and you and everyone else wants to see what Shigaraki is gonna do when he gets out of the tank. So I don't want to see him just like destroy the tank right now. I don't want him to do that. I don't. So I'm hoping that's not what's gonna happen here. But I don't know. Like it's not looking good for Ujiko at the end of the day because like this fight is going to get really intense. But to be fair, Mirko is heavily injured, and I don't know, this panel, it's hard to tell, but it does look like Endeavor took some injuries from his fight with the Nomo outside. Not much though, but like it does seem like he took some injuries here, so it doesn't look like there is a chance the Nomo could at least like stall them long enough that like Shigaraki can get out of his cage. But I'm not sure. It doesn't, because like right now we have two pro heroes. One injured pro hero and one decently capable pro hero against three high end, possibly two, because it looks like Endeavor like straight up KO this one with a punch to the face. Well, punch to the face, punch to the brain, punch to the whatever. These are Nomu. I don't really care. So it looks like he KO'd that Nomu, but I don't know what's happening next. If it's a 2-on-2, like I do think these guys can win, but this isn't gonna be easy either way. Like it's not gonna be easy. I think that's everything I want to talk about in this chapter. This chapter has been pretty hype. Overall, I've been loving this arc. Like this arc has been really hype. We've got a lot of hype fights. We got a lot of hype character moments, a lot of characterization, a lot of backstory, a lot of everything honestly in this arc. So I'm really happy with this arc. I might make a separate video about just like this arc. Honestly, I've been preparing a video about like the idea of the Rise of Villain saga in general because this saga has been really great, and this like the My Hero Academia War arc has just been kind of been a nice real bow tie on this entire saga. So I really want to talk about this later in another video, but I think that's everything I want to talk about in this video. So thanks everyone for listening. I probably could have like worded some things better. I'm pretty new here, so if I make some mistakes, I'm sorry, but I will attempt to get better at this. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I think that's everything I want to talk about. So this is Yami King signing out.